Our next guests are Karyn Speidel and Karyn Shir from UCSD. Karyn received her BA in Public Health at UCSD and is currently working as the Intergenerational Administrative Analyst there. And Karyn is a second-year medical student at UCSD Medical School, and she's working with Dr. Kerr as an MSTAR research scholar studying aging in place in San Diego. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. Karyn, let's start with you.
Okay.
And you really have been on the forefront of a term that is starting to get some traction, and it's called intergenerational. Tell us about the intergenerational initiatives that you are part of at UCSD.
Intergenerational relationships really try to get the generations to start to talk and communicate and experience life together. As you know, the aging population is getting larger and we're living much longer, so in some cases 20 or 30 or 40 years. And we also in San Diego, at least at UC San Diego, are living more independent lives. And so the initiative really is about getting the students more engaged with the aging population so that we can start to create more equity and inclusion in our world.
So what is actually happening up at UCSD that you can tell us about?
So I met Karyn when I was, a couple of years ago, when I was taking a class, Aging and Cultures class with Dr. Stephen Parrish. And he set up the classroom in sort of a circle. And it was a smaller class, maybe 30 students. And we were able to have really intense conversations and share ideas and share experiences of how we felt on our university and how we felt in the world dealing with our older population. And what we found was that a lot of the students were feeling similar to myself in that we just felt really disconnected. We felt disconnected from our professors, we felt disconnected from the faculty, we felt disconnected from the retirement population. And so we felt that because we were kind of under a lot of pressure and a lot of stress, that we could really be supported and helped by our senior population if they were to help us like figure out how to write proposals or maybe explore our education. So that's kind of how the whole program started.
Yeah, so it kind of grew from the class project that we were assigned to work on, which was each one of us had to interview someone who was older than us about his or her experience of aging. And so just connecting those types of conversations that we had with our interview subjects with the concerns that people brought up, like people like Karyn who are coming back to UCSD as a returning student, feeling out of place, feeling like they don't really have a community there, you know, feeling very isolated from the rest of San Diego, and realizing that having these intergenerational relationships and having those conversations could really help bring that sense of community into campus, right? So out of those conversations, Karyn, I, and another student, Cindy, we decided to draft a proposal for an intergenerational center on campus. It would be a place where those types of relationships could be fostered and could grow. And although our kind of this initiative has changed throughout the years, the spirit of the proposal is still present in the initiatives that we will discuss later.
Yeah, what we found is that when you're trying to build something on a campus, brick and mortar is extremely expensive and very contentious.
Yeah.
So I was working with the Vice Chancellor for Resource Management and Planning, Gary Matthews, and he said, be creative. And so what we decided to do was to start to work with the community and figure out how we could build some programs. So we started working with Casa de Mañana, and we currently have an intergenerational walking club and an intergenerational roundtable discussion, which is my love and my favorite. And then we're also in negotiations about starting another program with our early childhood education center. And so the seniors and the students and the administration at or the staff at Casa de Mañana got together and they want to do a music program, which would be really fun. So the students would do like a skit and the seniors would play the ukulele, and so that's what we're doing.
So just to clarify, Casa de Mañana is a beautiful senior community located in La Jolla, California, very close to UCSD. So if I'm hearing you right, you reached out to them, which is a front porch community, which has been one of our amazing sponsors here at Senior Stay or Go TV. And you guys have collaborated together to form the walking club, and what was the other one that you're?
The intergenerational roundtable discussion.
So tell us how that actually works. What is the purpose?
Oh my gosh, okay. The intergenerational roundtable discussion is like gold. It is an opportunity for our students to really learn from the experience and wisdom of our older population. And this is unbelievable. I believe personally that by exchanging this type of information, we can go and learn through the experiences of our older populations, and they can impart that on the younger generation. So as they're going through their education, they don't have to make the mistakes that we might have made in the past. Instead, they can gain this knowledge through these experiences and these stories. And then they also really build strong relationships and strong communities, and they work together. So as students are participating in these programs, you should see how exciting they are. Yeah. And then it gives them an opportunity, the students an opportunity to start to meet other people in the community. It gives them opportunities for careers in the future because they're so well connected. So really, it's a wonderful model.
And Catherine, have you participated in some of these conversations and roundtables? And what's your perspective as a student?
So especially as a medical student, I think it's such a wonderful opportunity to have the chance to, be in this intimate setting and have like heart-to-heart conversations with, people who probably be my patients, in a couple years down the line. But I mean, as you all know, like 29% of Americans will be eligible for Medicare within the next decade.
Thank you.
And so, I mean,
I plan to be part of that.
A silver tsunami is coming, and
it's already here.
Right, it is already here. And so, as a future physician, most of my patients will be older. It's inevitable that I will be dealing with this sort of population. So, having the chance to just talk one-on-one and be really honest with people about their concerns about their health. We had a roundtable discussion with Dr. Checkaway a few weeks back on Parkinson's disease, and having the opportunity to talk to residents at Casa de Mignana about their personal experiences living with Parkinson's or seeing their families and friends affected by Parkinson's was really touching, and it was really such an enriching learning experience, right? And I think nothing replaces just having an actual opportunity to talk to people face to face, rather than, my medical school does a pretty good job actually of incorporating real life kind of opportunities into its curriculum. So I had the chance to shadow a geriatrician actually at UCSD, Dr. Legner, over the past year, and work with his patients. And we also have we take a medical humanities class where we actually work, we had one session that was specifically focused on geriatrics. And we had to kind of see a patient who was an actor, who was of an older age. But I still think nothing replaces just being able to actually work, again, in that intimate setting and be totally honest and kind of hear stories about people's lives and the the struggles that they go through. Yeah.
I mean, Karyn, and from your hearing from the students, because today it's kind of thing, everything goes full circle. Back in, quote, the olden days, intergenerational families living together was very common, and then everybody decided to go move to the suburbs, and the kids moved one way and the grandparents moved to Florida or whatever. So do you find that a lot of the kids in the program, and I say kids as students in the program, don't have relationships with grandparents, that this is something that's replacing that, which is a positive role model?
Oh, absolutely. We had a number of students that were participating in this program, either international students that have been taking college classes in the United States and are familiar with intergenerational living, but now completely on their own. So that is really kind of creating this arena for this surrogate family. We also have, students that see their grandparents periodically, but they really enjoy getting the feedback and the advice from the older population to kind of help them figure out their way while they're separated from them. So it's been really positive, and it's also been positive. We had one student, we were talking about the Parkinson's, and Dr. Harvey Checkaway is an epidemiologist. So it was a really interesting way to talk about a subject that could be difficult for some to talk about. When you talk about the epidemiology, it just is a different. So one of the students had talked about, she got so excited. She's like, I think I'm going to do this for my living. This is what I want to do with my life. So it was really helpful that you not only got to hear the experiences of and concerns of the residents, but then also educate the students about this topic. So it was really fun.
Where do you, I mean, in your passion and your drive for this, Catherine, where do you see the hope? I mean, obviously you'll be graduating and moving on. Where do you want to leave the legacy so the next generation of students carry on, and where do you see the program moving to?
Yeah, so I know there's definitely so much potential for growth. You know, we recently partnered with the public health department at UCSD and also the public health club, and I think working with that club over the course of the year has caused us to realize that there's so much interest in these programs that we're actually splitting into a new intergenerational club. That's mostly it's going to be completely run by undergraduate students.
And overseen by Lori Montrose.
Yes, exactly. And with sponsorship from the public health department. And so I see a lot of potential for more undergraduate students, specifically students who are interested in public health and interested in working with an older population, to come and to help lead these programs, to keep the roundtable discussions going, to keep the walking clubs going. At the medical school, we are currently in discussions about possibly starting some sort of student organization that's focused on geriatrics and working with older adults. And we'll see where that takes us, but it would be wonderful to kind of combine forces at a graduate student level and an undergraduate level and see where that takes us. But
Yep, absolutely.
yeah, I see a lot of potential for growth.
And Karyn, what is your hope and vision for the
My
future?
hope is intergenerational housing. So I am proposing intergenerational campus housing, which would be an innovative model all across the country. So we've had students move into independent retirement homes, and it's been extremely successful. We've even had independent living communities, senior communities on college campuses, but to my knowledge, there haven't been any affordable housing models that incorporate the intergenerational aspect to it. And it would be really helpful because it would target mostly first generation students who probably need a little bit more or may need a little bit more support. So it would kind of be this bidirectional, multi-directional support mechanism, stimulate the lives of the seniors, give them some purpose and some meaning, and if that's what they're looking for, and also help the younger students to feel valued and heard. And so that's what I'm going for.
Good for you.
That's awesome.
Now, do you have a last question for me?
No, it was basically, where do you see this going and how will it continue and how do you keep the momentum? Because a lot of times there's the momentum and then the person that spearheaded it moves on, like you're going to graduate and have to get into private practice or whatever you choose to do, and then it gets lost. So as long as you're spreading it between graduate, undergraduate, yourself in the public health arena, and getting more and more people involved, that'll be the impetus to keep it rolling.
And I just wanted to add that, the County of San Diego has been extremely instrumental in helping support us. I don't know if you know, but we've been designated as an intergenerational community. And so they've hired 5 intergenerational coordinators who are remarkable, by the way. They're so much fun to work with. But we work on committee meetings and they work as support. So if seniors or students want to get involved, and even if you're living in your home by yourself and you feel like, oh, I just really need some interaction, you can reach out to our county, you can reach out to UC San Diego, and you can get involved in these programs, which art, music, dialogue, walking club,
conversation.
There's so many opportunities, and so if you're talking about living at home, living in place, aging in place, you have these opportunities to be stimulated and be involved, which I think is a really wonderful thing.
And I'm really thrilled that you guys are taking this on. And again, Senior Stay or Go. If you look at all the videos that are on YouTube, we really have been able to bring it all together. I mean, we had Go Grow Grandparent on a while back, and that is an ability to, if somebody's not driving, they can get to UCSD and be part of the walking, participate in the walking club, because they offer transportation as well as does the Jewish Family Services with On the Go. And so people that are viewing this, or people that are trying to reach out to those that are living alone or isolated, there are ways to, and again, I understand sometimes you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make that person drink, but you guys are really doing a fabulous job in helping that, and I applaud you. I can't wait to maybe visit you as a patient. Hopefully not anytime soon, but you will be much more bedside manner if that's the word of choice or the phrase of choice when you do go into private practice. So I applaud you for for doing that. So congratulations to Karyn. Thank you so much
You're
for,
welcome.
for both of you for being here today.
Thank you for having
And
me.
please
you.
stay tuned for more Senior Stay or Go TV.